Good evening and welcome to WANA Live, the reading series of the Writers Association of Northern Appalachia. I'm your host, coming to you from PA Turnpike, exit 146, Damian Dressick. This is your other host,
Christina Fasonic, and I am at a rural farms in Ocean City, Maryland. I'm like 15 minutes from downtown Ocean City. So, how are you this evening, Damian?
Well, I'm just fine, thank you. Not too much happening here at exit 146. I can report that gas is $4.04 a gallon.
You know, I paid $4.14 a gallon just a few minutes ago and was very chuffed about it.
Resort prices, Christina, resort prices.
That must be it. So tonight we have a fabulous reader, someone that I keep crossing paths with in our work, first through our Writers Association of Northern Appalachia, and then again through the Madwomen, whom I've come to love so very much. So let me introduce her. I have her bio here. Valerie Bacharach, hold on a second, lives in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and was awarded her MFA from Carlow University. Lots of great people been on our show from Carlow. Her writing has appeared or will appear in the following publications: Pittsburgh Poetry Review, Voices from the Attic, the Ekphrastic Review, Talking Writing, Rogue Agent, Whale Road Review, the Blue Mountain Review, and Vox Voila. Her chapbook, Fireweed, was published in August 2018 by Main Street Rag. So are we ready to bring Valerie on?
Absolutely. Can't wait. Another M. Scott Douglas Main Street Rag author.
Yes. Wonderful
Right.
press.
A lot of poetry coming from Main Street Rag.
Right.
So how are you this evening?
I'm doing well. I'm talking to all of you through my phone. There's a big rainstorm here in Pittsburgh, so fingers crossed we don't lose power. But I'm thrilled. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really happy to be here tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, happy to have you.
Yes, and I've heard some of your work, but I haven't heard your poetry, so I'm pretty excited. Is that what you're reading for us tonight?
That is, I'm actually going to be reading just a few poems. I have a brand new chapbook that literally was just released by Finishing Line Press called Ghost Mother. I'll hold it up. I don't know if you can see it.
We can.
Yeah. And these are poems about my mother who died almost 4 years ago. So I'm going to share a few poems with you from the chapbook. So
Wonderful.
the first one,
we will disappear. We will disappear and come back later.
Okay.
And I did see lightning behind you, and so that either means that it is going to storm or this is going to be an amazing reading.
Well, let's hope for the second.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be back on in a few moments.
All right, thanks. Thanks everyone for being here tonight. The first poem I'm going to read is called Mahjong, which is a game my mother played when I was a little girl, and she and I played it, and you play it with tiles, and it's very cool. So, Mahjong. My mother and I play Mahjong. Ivory tiles on wooden holders. Study the cards with their array of hands. Determine the best one. Before stroke. Before cane, walker, wheelchair. Before a disobedient right hand, a recalcitrant right leg. Before insidious cells plot to alter heartbeat, attack kidneys, froth the blood in her brain, make it bleed. The tiles are cool to the touch, scarlet and lilac flowers, dragons swirled with green and gold, black dots and dashes. My mother and I play Mahjong as sun stripes white walls, glances off the ripe red of tulips in a vase. She smiles at me, happy to be sitting with her daughter, the click-clack of tiles exuberant on this May afternoon. She is so lovely, eyes unclouded, hair the auburn of her youth, gold chains perfectly draped, her nails a deep, dark plum. My mother had 2 strokes, and this next poem really, it's a very short one, but it kind of highlights what was going to be happening to her. It's called In the Emergency Room in the Beginning. The clerk needs a signature signifying understanding of HIPAA. My mother cannot form the first letter of her name, stares bewildered as hand forgets pen, unclasps letters, drips blue ink into unfinished shapes that sprawl across the page. Her brain unmoors, becomes rogue satellite floating in its orbit of bone. Connections severed, messages untranslatable. The next poem, I'm just going to read 2 more. This next one is called At the Grocery Store with My Mother After the Second Stroke. She had moved to Pittsburgh to be with me, which was a good thing. Her eyes faded to watery cream stare, bewildered by apples and grapes, red peppers and broccoli. I push the cart. She pushes her walker. Our progress unsteady, painful. I murmur suggestions, maybe soup, maybe potatoes. She stops before a counter filled with roast chicken, turkey, snow peas with tomatoes. Her weak right hand shivers in mid-reach, cannot decide. She has no appetite, doesn't remember the taste of food. I want to lift her tenuous body into the cart, sing a lullaby into her ear, break open a package of cookies like I used to do when my boys were very young. Search behind bags of flour, inside the cartons of eggs, beneath the leaves of lettuce. Find the fallen pieces of her life, attach them to her body. A jigsaw of a mother reassembled. And I just want to read one more poem, and it's called Praise. The sound thunders through the house, body hurtles into glass. A red-tailed hawk sits stunned on moss-covered stones, one wing awkwardly held, its ivory breast feathers marked with cocoa and caramel. Praise lightened air, the scent of Tuesday's rain, the splutter of a city bus, a fire engine's wail. The hawk's eyes blink, head swivels. I wonder if it wonders how something resembling air and sky can be solid. Perhaps this is a sign, some divine message, a momentary encounter with this creature. The hawk and I stare at each other through the window, its eyes on mine, body regal, fierce. Call this moment gift on a day of quiet sun, when I am sick with sadness, missing the curved space of my mother. Praise slate roofs and weathered bricks, the taste of bitter coffee, the cemetery's quiet curves. A stretch of wings, it lifts up, flies away over houses and trees into the blue. Praise winter's cold stars, honey on the tongue, this weeping world still spinning. Thank you very much.
Wow, Valerie, that was such wonderful work.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no, that was. I love I love the way you're building this portrait, through the whole chapbook. It's really like kind of this multifaceted view. I have to say that my favorite poem was the Mahjong poem. I love the way it puts you almost use this the board game as a time machine.
Yeah.
And it's something that like almost like the way like if you hear a pop song, it doesn't pull you back to another period of time, but if you see a commercial, it does.
Right.
And how often do you play mahjong? So it was like seeing the tiles and the experience. I love the way you summon this powerful memory. It's really wonderful work.
Thank you so much. Thank
Oh,
you.
I'm going to talk about that poem too, because I love to play mahjong.
Oh, good.
And all the time I'm listening to you read, all I can hear in my head is crack, 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 right? And the feeling of those tiles, I have a set that's made out of soapstone, and they're just so cool and heavy and just the right size and gorgeous to look at. They don't even look like game pieces. They look like jewelry or
Right.
And I think that it's the game itself is such a sensory experience, with the sound and the feeling of the tiles in your hand. That's such a beautiful poem. I loved it. It was wonderful.
Oh, thank you. My mom, when I was a little girl, she played mahjong like every week with neighborhood, friends of hers. And I was fascinated. In fact, I have her set. I love those tiles. I love playing with them. So.
Oh yeah, I taught my son to play when he was little, and we love that game. We love building the wall. We love everything. So that was wonderful. I also love just the way that every one of these poems elicits not just some kind of abstract memory, but something that's very much rooted in everyday life, like the confusion over the vegetables in the store and all of those things. I mean, it's such a wonderful reading. I'm sure the whole collection is fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and also with the mahjong poem, it was very popular in the 1920s. So I can imagine it being like something from your mother's girlhood.
Right. And it was just all these women she knew. That's what they did. Many of them eventually went to work, but when they had little kids, they were home playing mahjong, and so it's very evocative for me, the game itself.
So could you hold up your new chapbook one more time, please?
Yeah. Whoops. Let me see.
There we go.
There we go.
This is from Finishing Line Press. And could you tell folks where they could get this chapbook?
Well, from Finishing Line Press, or actually it's also on Amazon. So I feel like, wow, I hit the big time. I'm on Amazon.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
This was such a wonderful, wonderful reading. Thank you for doing this.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed it.
Thanks so much for coming on, Valerie.
Yes, and I hope to see you in another Mad workshop. I can't wait.
Absolutely. I'll look forward to it.
I can't stop taking them.
Yeah.
Christina, does WANA have an event coming up that you might want to tell people about?
So in a month, we have our Writers Association of Northern Appalachia Writers Conference at Ogilvie Park. There is still time to register. There's still time to get in on the banquet, and there will be a couple of different writing awards that we will be doing on site. So you don't have to enter now. You can wait till you get to the conference to do that. We have 2 keynote speakers and 25 plus presenters and some live music, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And we anticipating having a very good crowd of people. So
September 10th through the 12th.
Thank you. Yes. And we hope that everybody will be able to join us for that event. We're very excited, and we've been planning it for well over a year. So we're looking forward to it.
Thanks a lot, everybody.
Yes. Thanks, everyone.
Have a great night. Thank you, Valerie.
You're welcome. Bye.